Right, we're under a bit of pressure here. In fact, we're under a bit more than a bit of pressure. We're under a lot. We have to try and make the ferry, and it's in about 3 minutes. But I'd say we'll get there. This tractor is some rocket on the road. I left Tralee an hour and 6 minutes ago, and this is how far I've got with it. I must calculate how many kilometers, but according to Google Maps, I was doing it between 51 and 52 kilometers an hour. So it's a weapon, an absolute weapon. But anyway, we're nearly there. We're going to meet the new owner, dropping it off to him, like I said in the previous video, and I get a drive home. I think the lads collecting me might have thought I was going to take a bit longer than this though. I think they thought I was going to miss this boat because there's no sign of him, or I haven't met him on the road. So they probably said, he'll be another half an hour. So the boat is just coming in now. You can see it in the distance, and I hope to God we'll make it there. So anyway, I'll let you go and we'll talk later. We made it. Oh, what a laugh. You get such a kick out of these things. This is some rocket on the road. Right everyone, so a bit of we'll cover it all in time, but I'm going to give you a little quick rundown on it now because I want to get going at this job. But anyway, basically there is a relatively local guy is very interested in this tractor, and he wants to try it out to see will it do one of the specific jobs he has to do on the farm. So I want to get the tractor out and going, but I want to have a kind of 99.9% right before it goes there. I can't register it yet because I don't have a date, but we'll still take it out till he trials it, and I'll bring it back in to register it. That's kind of the last job I leave. I won't be changing my engine oil either because I don't have the filters yet. But anyway, it's weeping a bit of oil out through the PTO here, and the clever boys in New Holland decided to put the seal on the inside, not the outside. So I have to take off our PTO housing here and get it out. So well, just a case of ripping in bolts and sliding it out, and we'll get a look inside. But I promise I'll take you through all the other jobs that are going on as well. Okay, so I have my PTO housing off now. What we're looking into in the back of the tractor here is our differential. Here is our crown wheel, and our pinion is way inside there. That's basically a direct drive from the transmission onto, this is what turns our wheels, and this is our differential lock, works inside there. A diff basically, you know, it can freewheel at one side and it can spin at the other or whatever, but when you lock it in, it can't do that anymore. This is our input shaft into our PTO pack, and here is just various different ports where oil is going into our PTO housing, but doesn't seem to be any contamination at all inside in the back end of this tractor. So yeah, everything looks very, very good and new inside here. You know, it doesn't look it looks like it never got hot or anything like that, so that's all good. Here we are on our PTO housing now. Here is our PTO pack. This is our PTO bend. It's broken, so we will have to order up a new one of those. That'll have to wait until Monday now, so get one of those Monday. We're going to take off this big nut. I've never ripped one of these before, so I'm not quite sure how it's all going to come apart, but I reckon if I rip this nut, I should be able to slide out our selector fork for our PTO speeds. Then if I rip these 4 bolts, I should be able to pull our pack and our gears away. Then I should be able to get at the seal. Bit of ripping involved in it. I thought it might be simple, just pull out the shaft and put in our seal, but no, we have to rip our way in. It may not even do to rip these 4 bolts. I may have to split the packs and do a lot more work, which I'd prefer if I'd get away without doing, but anyway, if it has to be done, it'll have to be done. So that's what I'm going to set about now, knock our 2 indentations out of this guy and get this off. So with a little bit of investigating, there's a roll pin through this little guy, Now I've them stuck back in there because I don't want to lose any of these parts. And there was also a roll pin through this here where this shaft was going in. So obviously I can't pull off my selector fork while all this was attached, but as soon as I bailed out my roll pin, I was now able to take him out. That roll pin goes down through the side of him there, and I should now be able to remove that selector. So once I have the selector off, our gear and our synchro is made onto the other gear there. Now I think if I rip my bolts, I should be able to remove the whole housing. I would imagine, I can't see why it won't. If it doesn't, then I'm gonna have to take the PTO pack off to remove this gear, but I think it should all come together. There's another selector fork in at the back, but that shouldn't affect us. So yeah, our 4 bolts now, I think that housing will come off to us. Okay, so that came off how I imagined it would have. So now I just need to slide off these parts and be very mindful of where bushings and shims and things like that go. This gear should slide out to me. There's also a synchro on that. Like I say, I'm gonna stack it all together, make sure I have it right. So I'm gonna stop filming now for a second, and I'm gonna put this stuff up over in the bench the exact way it came off. And now it's out. Just a couple of wraps there with a good hammer, good heavy hammer, and away we are out. Now we have this shim here, it's quite a thick shim. I have to take a circlip off here. I might have to pull the bearding off, or else it'll just walk off, either one or the other. And there is our seal. So it is my opinion, and I definitely think the fella that designed this used work for Massey Ferguson, because I said this is where he got the idea for this stupid setup. I don't know why the seal isn't on the outside. It kind of defies logic, but anyway, that's a lot of ripping just to change a seal. But look, it's done now. It's probably never again need a seal. So at least it's done for the new owner. That's the only consolation. A lot of work for me, but it's all part of it. But like I say, it is stupid. It should be on the outside. But anyway, could be worse. So yeah, I'll whip this off and I'll show you that coming apart as well. So I have my shaft back in now, and my seal and the bearding, and now I need to remember, lads, when we were disassembling, I took some parts away. Now I need to start reassembling in the same order that they came off, and that'll be our bottom half here rebuilt, and I need to get my PTO bend and finish off that job. So the back of it is all together now again. You will have just missed me putting on the PTO bend, and basically all I done with that is just took off the old broken one and put on the new one. It's my first time doing one of them, but it's not difficult at all. So as you can see, what was happening before is our PTO was barely ever turning all the time, but now it's stopped and it's working 100%. So I also had to weld these on because someone asked about this already, but basically the old ones are stopped there, and I tried various different things, but this was the only solution. I got the proper arms for it and welded those on there. So it actually took a nice enough weld, to be fair. Worked out pretty well indeed. So tomorrow morning's job is to fit the pickup hitch, get her finished, get her out of here, and get her off to the customer till he sees how he gets on with it. So that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you for the next video.